Yeah, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Diko Graphic Design Training. I believe we're doing great today. Right now, I want to show you how you can make a monogram logo on your Android smartphone using your PixelLab. So, without wasting much of our time, let's get started. The first thing to do is to determine the background size you want to use. Sorry. So, taking it for instance, you come here, go to the size, determine the size you want to use. Let's say square size 1024 by 1024. After that has been done, then the next thing we need to do is to go into uh, let's say we select the shape. Okay, perfect. Then after that, we're going to position this to the center. Give it a black color while you are going to copy. After copy, removing the white color. So the white color you are removing, you are going to cut out this particular part. So taking it for instance, and it has to look real. Okay, so better still position this to center while you are going to use the same method of position this. So if it's seen like this, there is a way you are going to deal with. So position into the center again will be the best. But when you look at the up and the down, the one at the down is somehow calf. So what next can you do to that? We leave it cool. Okay, but still cross check the one at the bottom to make sure that it will really uh, align and it will really center. After that has been done, you are going to change the color to this. But what can you do? This is where the work is. Lock the one at the bottom while you hide it. So the one at the top, we are going to give it different color, or we are going to do some logic things there. And what are the logic things that we are going to do? We are going to change the color first. Okay, that's the first thing. Change the color to one, which is black. After that, go back to the shape. I mean to the right up. Where you have this particular right up. Let's say we have W. So having W could be the best, right? So you're increasing the size. While you are going to position it here. Now heading back to the font. When you get to the font, let's try some of amazing font here, like Montezera, the one that is not really bold. So we look for Montezera, the one bold, then we'll look at it here. So this one will give us because it's an open stuff and give us an avenue to do whatever we want to do. So now position this to the center, or better still, we are going to, and we should not remove it. But why? Because of what we want to use it to do. So now that we have this, so what we need to do next is to copy, then type letter I. Okay, when you type letter I guess that should be able to give us what we want. So we are going to position this to the center while we are going to check whether this is actually work. But when you look at it, it's not really easy to work like that. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to copy, then we type letter A first. Okay, letter A. So when you have letter A, we can have something of this nature. Okay, so just manually adjust this. So when you adjust it manually, rotate it a bit. So when you rotate, you can have the color even change. It depends. So now you know where you are going to do the adjustment. So let's cut out the one at the bottom here. Tap here, bring it here. Okay, but not much. So now you can see where the work is. So while you are going to bring this one in a bit, now it seems to be cool. Now I'm making sense. So the next thing you will do now at this juncture is to change this one to W. So after changing that to W, you can be able to use part of this to do what we want to do. So what I'm saying in essence is you join this here. So when you join it, you see it's giving you what you want. So we're going to use the mask to cut out some pets here. Okay. Okay, good. So we're going to repeat the same process by cutting this. So we're going to be cutting and joining until when it reach the edges. So after that we cut. While we join it, we cut, we join it. Okay, good, perfect. So now we leave that. It's cool. Now it will remain the one at the bottom, so we can copy that. So after copy it, we are going to obey that still. We are going to delete that while we bring this one in here. So when you bring that, we just change the table. Okay, just change the table to this side. So once you change the table to that side, just bring it out while you are going to move that and position it. Manually adjust it to fit in while you are still copy and position the last one here. So that is what I want to achieve, and you can see it form exactly what I want it to form. But one thing I'm not pleased with, I'm going to add everything together. So after adding it together, I will shift it a bit. Or before adding it together, let me first of all check in something. Okay, everything seems to be scattered now right now. Okay. Mm, so you just take your time and you adjust it, okay? So when you place it properly, you just adjust. So let's first of all adjust this. Okay, good. So adjust this as well. Then let's just be adjusting everything now. Perfect. So bring this one. Okay, perfect. So now what we need to do is to just bring something like one here which we are going to lock, merge everything from here. Just merge it. So when you merge it, what we are going to do is to just recentralize, okay, so that it will be at the center. That's the watchword. So position it to the center to make it run could be the best. While we're going to bring this and make it fitting, and if it doesn't fit in, you get what we can do. We just delete this. While we're going to use the mask to cut out some pet here. So just move it to the side. So after that, copy. Then you go to the mask and click out. So now you can use that. Okay, we already made a mistake. So what we need to do is to go to the mask, back. Then you are going to remove this, you know. So you have the full stuff again. So you can reposition and bring this one down. So now everything seems to be cool, as you can see. You can change the color to see clearly. So it seems everything is okay. So now that we have that, then the next thing we can do is to um, match it together with the background which is black. So after merging it, we're going to use erase color to erase it, as you can see. So what's next to do? We are going to um, change the color, okay? So how can we do that? We are going to have two, okay? While we change them to different color. So position that here will be the best while we relative position it. But remember, it's not centralized. That's why we have to adjust it manually without letting it exceed each other. So once you are able to do that, using mask might not be the best. So using eraser to give you good stuff. So I'm cutting it out from here. So you can see. So perfect. So now position that. Then you can see even the whole color has been changed automatically. You can see what we have here. That is how to achieve that. Then it's not in there. We're going to bring this one out. After bringing it out, then what is the next thing we need to do? Let's just check. So looking at this could be the perfect stuff. Okay. So let's see how this work. So you can see the shape automatically. So what we need to do at this juncture is to change the color. Change everything to white while we're going to position it to the center here. And if that is not really accurate enough, we can just merge these two together. So after merging it, we have the full authority over this. So we can have this while we're going to position it to the center for us to see, but it has to be big enough. So let's say we have something of this nature. Okay. So when you just look at it, this is making sense. So I was thinking we don't need to remove the one at the bottom again, where we have all our accurate results. separately. So in the light of that, we can increase the size to this. So after increasing the size, we are going to just manually adjust it to make it look cool. Okay, perfect, perfect. But we'll look at how big it is anyway. So let's move it to the back while we manually adjust them a little bit. So let's position it. So when we look at that, yes, this is correct. Now when you look at the top, so as it is, there's something that we need to do to that. Increase the size a bit again. So when you increase the size, move it up. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, good. So what we need to do next is to shift this a little bit to the back. Now have the whole color change to black. Okay, when you're able to do that, we are going to lock, then copy any of this color. Guess this one is two, right? So you are going to merge it together. After merging, we are going to copy. After copy, change the color to white. Okay, change the color to white. Then you are going to reposition it here. Now that you do that, just go to the shape again. Quickly change this color to yellow. Just the position on top of that. So we'll only do this so that we can cut it accurately. Okay. After that, what we need to do is to hide the one which is previous. So we are hiding it. While we hide this, we'll be able to see. So hide it too. While you relieve this, go to the shape, change it to back to white. Now cut it out. Let's see how you cut out. After cutting it, you can see, go to the erase color and you erase just as perfect as this. After that, change the color back to black. Now you can release this. So when you release, you should be able to have something of this nature. Delete this. Then when you release, you should be able to have something like this. Perfect. So now, just, sorry, lock this while you move this a bit away. Let it calm down a bit so that there will be a breathing space in between. This is cool. So now merge the two together will give you what you want while you reduce the size. Position it to the center where we will have our we have the brand name. So we have a web So we should just go to the font. We'll look at the font which we can use that will give us what we want. So let's check from some of the web fonts that can give us what we want. And this will be the best. And we check another one. So now give it two different color. So from this, give it black, while from dots come, give it a red color. Okay, perfect. So now that we're able to do that, what we need to do is to arrange, reposition. So to stay at the center, while we are going to change the color to white. But before that, because of the 3D stuff, reposition it here. After that, have the color being changed, the background to white. So we are done with our logo. So in less than 20 minutes, you'll be through with the logo. So now that we have that, we can go in back to the Chrome browser. Get to the Chrome browser, you go to your Photopea website. So on getting to Photopea, you click open from computer. If you want to use outside um this particular mockup, but I want to use the template here, or I should use the one outside. So how am I going to do that in using the one outside? So I can go to the template if I want to use the one inside. So I'm thinking of the one to use, but yet let's try the one inside this particular stuff. Let it load. So now tap on this. So let's use this. You wait for it to load anyway. After you're able to position that, just go to the layer, double click your logo here, click the icon beside it, click on the layer to be back. Now go to the file, go to open and place, go to the file as well. The mockup, the logo we just created, tap on this, wait for it to load. After loading, don't stretch it much because this mockup is not the kind of mockup that always automatically fit in your object. So you understand. So you don't need to do it too much because it will expand it at the end of the day. Click on file and click on save with smart object. So let's be looking at the screen of our phone. You will see smart object updated. So you see smart object updated. Tap on 3D here. So that when the result come out, it will give us what we want. You can see what I'm saying. It gives you exactly what you want. What can you do to this? When you look at this, it's too cool, right? With the background, no wala. So what you need to do is to deal with the background a little bit. So take it for instance, hide the one here. Let's say. So when I hide it, it will be able to give me what I want. Then this one under the fill, I have to reduce it to 90. So let's see what's up. So it's somehow cracking, but not really giving me what I want, but not bad as well. So which means I will make this one to be 100% as it was stated. So let me recheck. Say cool. So now go back to the effect. You see something like lighting stuff. So this lighting stuff need to be reduced a bit. Reduce it to 80. So let's check. So you can see it coming up. So the next thing we need to do, go to the shadow. Okay. Go to the backlight. So now the backlight, you need to reduce this. So let's say 70. So let's check. So which means no part. It's not really cool. So now look at the effect here. Change this effect to 60. Let's check. So it's somehow blurry. I don't want that. So return it back to 100. But the one at the top. So what can we do to that one? So what we need to do is to just reduce it to 70. Let's check. So now we can zoom it back and see what we just did. So is this really presentable? Let's take a look at it more further. Where they have the okay, this one was hidden. Let me increase. So where we have the opacity to be 29, let's check it to 40 and let's see. Okay, this is amazing. This is amazing. So you can see I automatically bring it back to life. Okay, so this one that is 80, let's make it to be 60. So let's see. Okay, perfect. So now we are done with this. You can go in there under the file, go to export and click on PNG. Go to the save and go to the save, click OK. You see it will ask you whether the video should be played with sound. Do you wish to continue? Click yes for you to be able to download.
These are moments that are just pure hits. Made for the moment. Bet Ninja.
So it has automatically started downloading, and this is the outcome of the result. So this is amazing, right? When you look at something about this markup, it will really lay on the wall and it communicates exactly what you actually wanted. Thanks for watching once again. God bless you.